Okay, we're joined now by our second and third fastest qualifiers for Sunday 16th Annual Sylvania 300. And we got Kyle Busch. He drives the number 18 M&M's Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. And Tony Stewart. He drives the number 14 Mobile One Depot Chevrolet for Stewart Haas Racing. Let's start with you first, Kyle. Talk about your qualifying effort out there and your helping you set up to try to win on Sunday.
Qualifying effort was good. You know, practice didn't quite go the way we wanted it to. We sort of struggled early and didn't quite get the draw we had hoped for and had to go out a little bit early today. But Dave and the guys made some really nice changes from practice to qualifying to get the car a lot better, and reacted well and was really fast. I was actually shocked by the time it ran, but was pleased with it at the same time and would have hoped it held up, but Jeff had a really good draw there at the end, beat us by a little bit, but still it's good for track position to be able to start up front like that here at Loudon, and you know, we'll see what happens and carries over through tomorrow's practices into Sunday with the M&M's Camry.
Tony Stewart, you're the defending race winner here at New Hampshire, and you come in here third in points, so looks like you're getting set up again for another good performance on Sunday.
Hope so. It was you know, definitely a good lap for us. We had a good practice this morning and early this afternoon, and just you know, it was really nice to be able to back it up for qualifying, and you know, it's definitely the perfect way to start the weekend off for sure. I mean, it's a nice length race. It's not 500 laps here, which it doesn't need to be, and you know, the good thing is it's you know, the hard thing is it's hard to pass at times here, but seems like after you get about 15-20 laps on the tires, then everybody, you know, pretty much can get where they need to go. But you know, we just gotta try to we'll have a good pit spot, and you know, hopefully we can keep that track position all day and not have to beat our car up trying to get up there.
Should be a good one. We'll take questions now for Kyle or Tony. We'll start here with Don, and then we'll work our way around. Go ahead.
Kyle, Don Coble from Morris News Service. How difficult or what are the challenges for you, your race team, and your sponsor to try to get attention in the chase when so much attention is being focused on the chase? I mean, how much of a challenge is that for you?
Well, it's a big challenge, but it's been a challenge for me anytime there's a day without drama to get TV interviews afterwards. So I've had a second place, third place, fourth place, fifth place, and sixth place finish this year with no drama throughout the race and don't get TV interviews. So it's nothing that we don't have to deal with any other week. But, you know, certainly throughout the event, it's a little bit more challenging, you know, getting some TV time and what have you. But that's a product of missing the chase. I mean, that's kind of what you get. You know, it's our own fault, and you know, those 3 points that could have meant an awful lot throughout the season to get ourselves in the top 12.
Let's go right here. Matt, raise your hand. We'll get Matt, and we'll go to Nate.
Matt Wernes, WWLP.com. Question for Tony and Kyle. I know here in July we had 2 long green flag runs that were 90 laps. How important is track position here?
Yeah, it's pretty important. I mean, it just depends on what your car is doing. I mean, if you got a good car, you're still, a long run can be an asset as much as, you know, it seems like some people think it could be a detriment. But, you know, having a long run, and if your car is good, the guys' cars fall off the longer it goes. I mean, every time you get to put tires on, everybody's kind of reset for 15, 20 laps. So it's nice to get some long runs here, and nice to be able to get things sorted out to where, you know, you can race guys one-on-one versus having to sit there and worry about 2 guys behind you and 2 guys in front of you. So makes the racing a little bit easier, really.
Yeah, it's not very often you get a really good car, but Denny had one, it seemed like, here in the spring. And there was a long run towards the end of the race where he made up a lot of time. Maybe if it was 10 laps longer, he even could have won the race, you know. But it's a lot easier on your equipment to be able to start further up front. I've started back in the 30s here before and have made it to 10th and felt like my stuff was just burned up and just didn't have any more go. So, you know, it does seem to be a lot smoother when you do qualify up front. You can not necessarily save your stuff, but you're definitely not running it with its tongue hanging out. So you do have something left towards the end if need be to race and challenge for a win.
Go ahead, Nate.
Nate Ryan, USA Day. For Tony, Tony, you and Jeff Gordon were both talking earlier this week about the fact that they changed the tire in July, and that kind of threw you guys for a loop. Does the fact that there was consistency this time, the way you and Jeff qualified, does that indicate that maybe the more consistent tire even things out a little bit, or brought you guys a little bit more into the game?
Well, we got another chance to work with it. I mean, anytime, the more opportunities you get to work with something, the better you're going to get with it. But I don't know, it seems like every time we go good at a track, then the next time we come back, they change the tires. So hopefully we'll get caught up like we did here. Last year we had really good cars here, both races, and we're really, really good. And today we're much, much better than we were with us in the spring here. So I'm really proud of Steve Addington and our organization. I mean, Ryan qualifying 8th. I mean, we got 2 really good cars in this race. So it's proof that the work they're doing is paying off.
Other questions for Kyle or Tony? Anybody else? Last question right here.
Tony, I know Ryan's been in the modified up here and at Bristol the past few years. And I know how much you love to race anything. Does it make you want to jump in a modified?
Is it the fact that I've been staring at the monitor since qualifying's been on that made you ask that?
I think the last time you were in one, you were jumping through the infield, weren't you?
Yeah, we definitely needed to work on the shock package for. It cleared the double. It just cased it on the triple. Was the hard part. So, but yeah, they're fun, and they're really fun here. It's with the draft the way it is and everything. I don't know about Bristol. I haven't even really got a chance to really watch it at Bristol, but I know Loudon. I still think the modified race is probably the best race of the weekend here. It just always has been, and it's just fun to watch those cars, and it's fun to drive them. I mean, there's a cool group of guys that run those things, and it's definitely a chess match. I mean, you really got to think about how hard you're running your tires, and that pit strategy is a big key to it. So, yeah, I'm sitting here going, yeah, I'd like to do that again for sure.